And invite you to come to your mat and just find an easy seat. Let me get my water bottle out. Find yourself an easy seat. Some will sit on their knees, some like it on their knees, which is fine, with the body straight up over the hips, or an easy cross-legged position. And maybe pick your hips up and slide them back just a little bit so your upper body is easy to hold up straight and you're not feeling, curved in. And let's just check in with the breath. Arrive with breath. So today I'm going to be focusing on quality of movement, of motion, coming at it a slightly different way than classical yoga. And of course, you are always in charge of your own practice. Unfortunately, I can't see everybody, so I can't give you individual uh, um attention, but afterwards, I'm happy to stay and answer questions. But we're going to be working with quality of movement. So as you might want to put a hand on your heart, hand on your belly, and just continue to breathe, check into the breath as we arrive. So movement is where we find the Israelites in this week's Parsha, Baha'alotecha. They're in the wilderness, in the midbar, and they're moving, and we're going to be moving. So we're going to be focusing today in yoga on mobility, strength, flexibility, all the things that get us through our own daily journeys. And instead of what we often find, which is a wonderful thing, is passive stretch or a static stretch, which we often do in yoga, the focus today is going to be on dynamic stretch and functional strength. That is building strength using the active range of motion, which is the strength and control that we use every day as we journey through the world. So I invite you to go ahead and make your way to your back. Feet on the floor. Your hands can be relaxed. And take your left leg down. And then pick your right leg up at 180 degrees and flex the foot. Now, you might think if we are using a strap or something, we use this often as a static stretch. But what we're actually doing by not using the hands or strap or anything, we're letting this hip flexor come online. It's doing active work. It's holding that leg. So even though you might feel a little bit of stretch in the back of the leg, we're really bringing this hip flexor online. So flex your foot, spread the toes, breathe, and then lower it down and bring the left leg up. Bring your attention again to that hip flexor that's holding the leg up. That's where the real action is. Even if you feel a little bit of stretch in the back of the leg, which is great. And then take it down one more time on the right. Bring it up. Wakening up that hip flexor and take it down. And bring it up. Left leg. And exhale it down. Now right leg comes up. And you're going to keep both hips on the floor, but take this leg over about 45 degrees. So keeping that right hip on the floor, cross that right leg over. It's not going to go far and it's not going to look dramatic, but you'll notice you feel that hip flexor working and coming online. And then bring it back, take it down, left leg up, Keep the left hip heavy and down, and then just cross that left leg just a few inches over, feeling that hip flexor working. And then bring it back, take it down. Now bring the right leg up again, and this time we're going to take it out to the side so that the inner thigh muscles are holding it up. They're working. Feel this a little bit more work here, keeping both hips on the floor. You might even feel a little work in your lower abdomen, but the leg is doing the work of the leg. No hands are helping it or anything like that. And that's what we mean by active range of motion. When the muscles of the thing that's moving are moving it and not getting help from elsewhere. And we'll bring that back up. Place the foot down, take the left leg up, take it out to the side. Flexing the foot, pushing the heel away from the body, feeling the leg, doing the work of holding the leg in the presence of gravity, and then bring it back up and take it down. And now this time, we're going to bring the right leg up, and it's going to be almost a circle. We're going to take it all the way out to the side, down towards the left foot, bend it, and then cross that foot over almost into a lotus pose and bring the knee out. And bring it back up. Let's do that one more time there. Out to the side, around, down towards the left foot, bend it, bring it up, cross it over, and let the knee come out to the side. 2 more times. Inhale up, exhale it down and out to the side. Bring that heel towards the left heel, bend the leg, cross it over, and take that out to the side. 1 more. Up, out. Bring the heel down to meet the other heel, bend the knee up, cross that heel over, and take the leg out to the side. And then rest that right leg down, and let's take the left leg up, all the way out to the side. Bring the left heel down towards the right, bend the leg, cross that heel over, and just let that knee go out to the side. Don't worry how far up your heel goes. Some people can actually get it all the way up here. I am not one of those people today. So wherever it is, just make sure you're not pushing hard on the knee. And let's take that again. Up, out to the side, around, up, and bend. And one more time. Up, out to the side. Heel comes down and around, so the hip's moving in the socket. Bend the knee, and then take it out to the side. And bring both feet to the floor. Roll over to your side, and make your way up into a seated position. So we're going to sit cross-legged and let your shins go out a little farther from your body. So we want to have your thighs coming not straight out, but not super wide. So we bring them in together a little so that your shins are pretty parallel. And I often do this, and you may have done this with me with putting the hands out front. Today, we're not going to do that. We're going to let the hips do the work. Just you can have your hands right here at prayer and lean forward until you reach the first point of resistance. And we'll just stay there for 2 seconds, pause, and come right back up. And we're going to do this like 4 times. Lean forward, pause, and right back up. Lean forward. You can have your hands wherever you like. You can have them across. And right back up. and lean forward. And your forward, that point of resistance might move and right back up. And then lean back, pick up the feet into a half boat pose and cross, come down with the left leg in front. And again, get those legs, those shins a little bit farther from the body. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Lean forward. Stay here for 2 seconds and then come back up. And forward for 2 seconds and come back up. By our hands not being on the ground or anywhere, forward, pause. The hips are doing the hips work. Come back up. And one more time, forward and come back up. Now you can keep doing this, but first we're going to transition back into half boat and come down with the right leg in front again. You can keep doing what we were doing, or if you want to bring it up just a little bit, take that right ankle over the left knee, flex the foot. Now, there's a few options here. You can leave your hands in prayer. We're going to lean forward. You can take this right hand underneath that knee if it needs a little support. And if it needs even more support, you can put that left hand out in front. Okay, so pick your position. And I'm going to have a little support here because my knee's having a little issue. So inhale, exhale, lean forward, stay for 2 seconds, out for 2 seconds. Inhale, forward for 2 seconds, and back. Flexing the foot and forward and feeling this in your hips. The hips are opening up right here. Or maybe with the option of just hands at heart center. Feel how that's different. We'll do a couple more of these. So we'll do like 6 on a side and forward. And last one. Feel your hips pushing down and back. And come back. And back to a half boat pose. Left shin comes in front. And now we take that left ankle up over the right knee, flexing that foot. You can flex the bottom foot too. And your choice of the hands. Heart center, supporting this knee, or even having a hand on the floor to support it all. Wherever your hands are, let's move forward to that point of resistance. Hold it there for 2 seconds and come back up. Forward for 2 seconds, pause, and come back up. Forward and pause, feel down into the hips, and come back up. Forward, pause, and come back up. This does not look very dramatic, forward and pause, but I'm hoping it's feeling good in your hips, letting them open up little by little. And last time, forward and pause. Either way, the hips are doing the work. So let's go ahead and come into a wide-legged sit. We're going to do that very similar to what we just did. So whatever is your wide leg today, wherever they are today. And again, maybe put those hips back so that your back is up straight. And again, you can have hands at heart center. Inhale. Flex the feet so that they don't roll in. So we want to flex them, keeping your toes up. And then just lean forward to hit that point of resistance again. Pause. And then all the way back up. Forward and pause. And all the way back up. I'm going to do a little shoulder opener. You can cross your arms like this and do the same thing. And pause and come back up. So I'm just hugging my shoulders and leaning forward. Pause and come back up. I'm going to change my arms to the other side. Lean forward, pause, and come back up. And one more time, lean forward, pause, and come back up. And let's make our way to the mat, onto knees, curl the toes, press the hands forward and down, and come on up into the first downward dog of the day. And just check into your nervous system and your breath. And hopefully your nervous system is nice and relaxed with that very gentle yet effective opening. And come shift forward and bring your right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale the arms up and exhale the arms down. So you want the shoulders above the hips, above the knee. And we're going to do a very similar thing here with the hip flexors, and that is to shift forward and down. Stay there for just a pause, and then shift back. And you can keep your hands on your hips, shift forward and pause and shift back. You can press down on that back shin, shift forward, pause, shift back, forward and pause, shift back. Two more. Forward and pause, shift back, forward and pause, shift back. Now bring your hands down to the floor, fingertips to the floor, and we're going to take the hips back. So you're hinging at the hips and straightening that front leg. Can you see that? I'm straightening that front leg. You can have your hands down. And so we're going to pause back here, Ardha Hanumanasana. And then we're going to shift forward, bend that front knee, and pause. And shift back, pause. Shift forward, pause. Shift back, pause. Shift forward, pause. Shift back, pause. Shift forward. We will get into some flow in just a minute where we'll do a little bit more cardio, a little more work. Pause. One more time. Shift forward, pause, shift back, pause, and now come forward, bring that knee back, press the hands down, curl up, the toes under, and press hips up and back, downward facing dog. Checking into the hips and the nervous system. Hips curl up towards the ceiling. Look at your ankles. Look at your ankles. You want to see a nice bend in the ankles. So reach the heels back and increase the bend in the ankles. And then shift forward, and you can either come to plank or come down on your knees and bring that left foot forward. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands to the hips. And we're going to shift forward and pause and back. If you want to add arms, you can. It's just totally optional, but shift. Come in deep and pause. Shift back, bring the arms back. Shift forward and pause. Back, the arms back. Shift forward and pause. Shift the hips back. 2 more. Forward and pause. Shift back. Forward and pause. Shift back. Last time and pause. Shift back. Bring the hands to the ground and find your way back to downward facing dog. And you can stay in dog for a while. I'm going to teach you some Torah now. You can stay in downward dog for a while, or you can bring your knees down and come to child's pose or any resting pose you like. But maybe see what it feels like to be in downward dog for a little bit until you're ready to come back to bring the knees down. So I wanted to share today something from the Maggid of Mezrich. In the Parsha this week, it says, make for yourself 2 trumpets of silver. And he pulls out that phrase, and it's 2 trumpets is shte hatzotzrot. These silver trumpets are used to organize the Israelites, and there may be there's 600,000 men in the census, so that might be like a million and a half people that are traveling together. They use these trumpets to hear 1 or 2 blasts, a short blast or a long blast, and those all tell like who's going first and when you're waiting and when you're moving. And it's with those 2 trumpets in mind. This is what the Maggid teaches. And he says that a person is really made only up of a dalet and a mem, 2 letters, a dalet and a mem, that may be taken to stand for. The dalet might be dibur, which means speech, and malchut, which means God's sovereignty that dwells within. But when you put them together, Dalet Mem spells dam or blood. That is, we are flesh and blood. But when you attach yourself to the Blessed Holy One, who is the cosmic Aleph, representing the oneness of all being, then we are Aleph Dam Mem. Then we are Adam, a full human being. The divine presence is what turns this flesh and blood into being a human. So I'm going to simplify this teaching because we're working without text in front of us. But basically, he imagines God contracting God's self to become closer, to become one with humans. And we humans are becoming more than just flesh and blood as we reach towards the divine. And the Maggid says, whatever is awakened in us is also awakened within God. If love is aroused within this heart here, your heart there, so too it's aroused above. The same can be true for any quality. This is true, he says, for those who are very pure, rising across all those worlds to become one with God. And here is the Maggid's well-known and quite bold teaching that these are the 2 trumpets, the 2 chatzotzrot of silver, kesef. Read as, instead of shte hatzotzrot, read it as shte chatzitzures. A person is only a chatzitzura, which means a half of a whole form, dam or blood. But the aleph by itself, the God side of this equation, as it were, is also an incomplete form. Only when they are attached one to one another are they made whole. The word kesef means silver, but it can also mean longing. So when you long for the Blessed Holy One, the Maggid says, God loves you as well. I love this teaching. And in our practice, let's invite our fullness as Adam, as a human, that we are the flesh and the blood, the Dalit and the Mem, but also the Aleph coming together, that oneness of all being, and bring that awareness of attaching our flesh and blood to the cosmic Aleph, the oneness, the Blessed Holy One. So let's flow for a few minutes. I invite you to make your way to standing and just stand with your hands to your heart and just bring in that Torah for a second. And then inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, full hinge at the hips, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Refold. Inhale up. Hands back to heart center. Shift the weight to the left foot and pick your right knee up towards the chest. And then we're going to reach back with it, with the hips doing the work of the hips here. So reach slowly back with that right foot into a crescent lunge. Make your adjustments. Bend that front knee, pick the back thigh up. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, arms down. Come down, hands down. And now you can bring two knees down if you like, or keep it up in a plank. Either way, curl the toes under and press back to downward facing dog. And raise the right leg. Oh, I'm sorry. Bring that right foot back down. Shift forward, come to your knees, lower down. Inhale for a baby back bend. Exhale down. Now back to the knees. Press back to downward facing dog. Raise the right leg. And bring that right leg forward. Foot is down. Inhale up into crescent. Hinge forward. Pressing down on your front foot. We're going to bring the back foot to meet the front in a Utkatasana. Keep that nice deep hinge. And inhale up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Hands to heart center. Press down with the right foot and pick the left knee up towards the chest. And slowly take it back to crescent lunge once again. Inhale the arms up. Exhale down, bring the hands down. Bring the front foot to meet the back foot. Knees can be down and lower. Keeping the elbows close to the body. Lower the body down. Inhale to a baby cobra. Exhale down. Curl the toes and either come straight up or come to your knees. And press the hips up and back. Heels go back. Feel that. See that bend in the ankles. Raise the left leg up. Exhale and bring that knee forward. Up into crescent on the other side. Inhale up. Hinge forward. Press that front foot down. Bring the back foot to meet the front in Utkatasana. And inhale up. Exhale the arms down. And just check in. And inhale up. Exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Hands to heart center. Same thing. Press the left foot firmly into the earth and pick up that right knee towards the chest, and then slowly send it back to that same high lunge. Inhale the arms up, and then take them out into a T, pressing down with both feet very firmly, and you're going to twist toward the front leg. So your core muscles are doing the work of the core. Nothing's helping them. There's no passive help. And then bring it back. Inhale up. Exhale the hands down. Either come to your knees or to a plank. Lower the upper body down, keeping the elbows close to the body. Inhale to a baby cobra or a higher cobra, your choice. Press back to knees or to plank. Curl the toes under and come up to downward facing dog. I think I lost my place, but we'll just pick up here. Pick up that left leg and exhale it forward. Bring the right leg to meet the left. Inhale up. Hands to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, bend and fold. Halfway lift. Bend and fold. All the way up. Hands to heart center. Weight goes into the right foot. Press that in firmly and pick up the left knee. And then send that slowly back into crescent lunge. Inhale the arms up, out to a T, and then turn towards that front leg. Again, the core muscles are doing the work of the core. You'll feel the back muscles and the abdominal muscles. And then come back to center. Bring the hands down. Bring the back foot to meet the back foot. You can bring the knees down. Curl the toes and rise up to downward facing dog. Lift that left leg. And you can either come back to knees or just bring that foot forward and make your way back up to crescent lunge. Hinge forward. Bring the back foot to meet the front foot into Utkatasana. And inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll do one more round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Press the left foot in to the ground. Bring the right knee up to the chest. And then take it back to crescent lunge. Inhale the arms up. Take them out to a T. And you can keep them wide if you like. And make that twist. Or you can bring hands to heart center in this twist and hinge forward if you like. And then come back up. Hands come down. Bring back foot to, front foot to meet the back foot. Bring that right leg up. Bring it down. Come to knees. Bring the upper body down, elbows close to the body. Inhale up for a little cobra. Exhale down. Press back into downward facing dog. Right leg back up and bring it forward. Find your balance and press on up to crescent lunge. Inhale the arms up, out to a T. Turn. And if you want, again, you can bring those hands into heart center and do a little twist, or just leave them where they were. Come back up. Bring the hands down. Come back to downward facing dog. Forward, bring the knees down. Elbows to the side, come down. Inhale up into a little cobra pose. Exhale down. Come back to knees and back to downward facing dog. Left leg comes up. Bring it forward into crescent. Hinge forward. Bring that back foot to meet the front foot in Utkatasana. Hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands down. And take a breath. So just noticing the mobility, the feeling of movement with the hip doing the hip work, stabilizing, giving us mobility and strength. And let's go ahead and find our way down to the floor. And we're going to do back bends, but before we do regular back bend, I don't know if you remember, I told you we're going to do things a little differently. We're going to get a little bit of strength for our journey. So both feet are on the floor, back is on the floor. We're going to take that left knee in towards the chest. So I'm just going to hold it lightly here. I'm not cranking it, but just hold it lightly here. And then bring attention back to that right foot. Press that right foot hard, firmly into the ground, and then pick the hip up. So this is not a back bend, but we're extending that same hip flexor that we started working with at the beginning. And yeah, it should feel like work. And you can bring it back down. And we'll do it one more time. I like to bring my foot in a little bit closer, press it firmly, and push up. So this is requiring the quadriceps, the hamstrings, and the gluteal muscles all to work together. It's kind of a nice circular working together to extend this hip flexor and take it down. If I'm up there longer than you like, you can always come down out of pose whenever you're ready. And let's switch to the other side. So I've been doing a lot of work with the hips today because they are so integral to us walking on our journeys. So I'm bringing the right knee into the chest. Left foot is firmly on the floor, and we're going to press up, extending that left hip flexor. So the front of the hip, you want it as flat as possible. So this is not a back bend exactly. We're really working the quadriceps, the hamstrings, and the glutes. And lower it down. Now you know how it feels on that side. Yes, it's work, and unfortunately, like so many things I'm doing today are really effective and they don't look dramatic at all. I'm so sorry. So let's press into that left foot and lift again. And think about those three muscle groups working together. The front of the thigh, the back of the thigh, and the gluteal muscles. And lower it down. Both feet on the floor. And now let's just get ready for a regular back bend, where those same muscles are going to be working together in the same way. And whatever you may have heard for instructions on back bends about if you have in your mind of not using your glutes or not using your butt muscles, for now, come with me on this. We're going to use them. So if you like, you can get one shoulder under and the other shoulder under. Press the feet down and let the hips get light and rise up. It should feel good after waking them up. So now we're extending these hip flexors, and then you can puff up the chest a little bit, getting the shoulders under. And lower it down. And we'll do one more and then begin to bring this in for a landing. Press your feet down. Let the hips get light, light, light. Float up. Maybe roll a shoulder under another shoulder. Maybe grasp your hands underneath. And then if your hands are underneath, take them out in a T and lower your back down, roll it down so that every part of the back gets massaged on the way down to the best of your ability. Bring your knees into your chest, hands on the knees, roll them around in a little circle, feeling a nice massage in the lower back. Take it around the other direction. Give them a little bit of a hug and lengthening out the left leg and the right leg. And find your way into Shavasana, the final resting pose. Do whatever you need to do. Cover up, cover your eyes. Coming to that final relaxation. Do a quick body scan of the back muscles, the core muscles, that hip flexor, the back of, the back of the hips that we worked, the front and back of the thighs, the lower legs, the feet, and then let them all rest. Allow them to release. Be aware of this body as flesh and blood, Dalit and Mem as Dam. And then be aware of this body as more than that, connected to the Aleph, Adam, human, that is connected to the oneness. The oneness of all being. Bring awareness back to fingers and toes. Move them around a little bit. Feel that movement. Maybe bring your knees up to your chest. And then roll over to one side, whichever is your favorite. Take a breath there. And take your upper arm and press it into the floor. Maybe press both arms into the floor and bring yourself up to a seated position. Take in a nice deep breath. Exhale. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, resting the back of the thumbs on the heart center. Maybe raising the back of the top of the head. And our Hindu friends who created this practice will say namaste, which is the light in me sees the light in you. And in our Jewish texts, we find in Psalm 36, Be'orcha nir'eh or. In your light, I see light. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. Namaste.